Hello, my name is Darrell Crawford. I do not have an audience. My informative speech is on the impact of stress on the body. We all experience it. We all feel its effects. But do we truly understand the silent toll stress is taking on our bodies? Stress differs from distress. The brain and body have a deeply interconnected relationship when it comes to psychological stress and physical health. We will go over the basis of stress reactions. Now, let's explore the body's initial reaction to stress, such as the fight or flight response and the release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Let's delve into the long-term effects of chronic stress on our overall health. Eustress, or positive stress, can be a motivator, while distress, or negative stress, can be detrimental to our well-being. From the journal American Water Works Association, eustress is characterized by its perceived benefit and manageable level of arousal. For instance, the anticipation of a pleasant event like a vacation or the challenge of learning a new skill can create a sense of excitement and heightened awareness without feeling overwhelming, leading to a positive outcome like improved cognitive function and motivation. Distress is characterized by its perceived threat and overwhelming level of arousal. An example of this is facing a sudden job loss or a serious health concern, where the stressor is perceived as uncontrollable and beyond one's coping resources, leading to feelings of anxiety, helplessness, and a decline in performance. The impact of stress on the body's psychological response can differ based on whether it's eustress or distress. While both can activate the sympathetic nervous system, leading to increased heart rate and alertness, eustress often involves a more temporary and adaptive response that helps in meeting challenges, whereas chronic distress can lead to prolonged activation of the stress response system, contributing to wear and tear on the body. While stress itself is a natural response, the nature and impact of these reactions can vary significantly, leading to a distinction between beneficial eustress and harmful distress. The brain and the body have a deeply interconnected relationship when it comes to psychological stress and physical health. The brain's stress response directly influences psychological functions. Altered cognitive processes happen when the brain is under stress. Areas like the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision making and focus, can become less effective. This can lead to difficulties with concentration, memory recall, and problem solving. Emotional dysregulation happens when stress heavily impacts the amygdala, the brain's fear center. This can lead to heightened emotional reactions, increased anxiety, irritability, and even feelings of panic. Changes in motivation and reward happens when chronic stress affects the brain's reward pathways, alter motivation, and make it harder to experience pleasure. This can contribute to feelings of apathy, a loss of interest in activities, and even symptoms of depression. Chronic stress can lead to maladaptive changes in the brain structure and function, impacting physical health. According to the basis of the stress reaction, current science memory and learning decline. Chronic stress can shrink the hippocampus, making it harder to learn and remember things, which can affect health behaviors. It can enlarge the amygdala, boost anxiety, and keep the body in a constant stress state, leading to issues like high blood pressure and inflammation. Poor decision making happens when chronic stress impairs the prefrontal cortex, hindering rational choices and emotional control, which can result in unhealthy habits and worsen physical health. You will see physical anxiety signs on the body when sensations are racing heart, like racing hearts, your heart racing, tension, They are key signs of stress, and their intensity can worsen psychological distress. The gut-brain connection, you will feel that when the physical gut feelings directly impact mood and stress levels, showing a strong link between the body's internal state and emotional well-being. Turning into physical cues helps understand and manage emotions better. Ignoring them can increase psychological stress. Now that we explored the body's initial reaction to stress, such as the fight or flight response and the release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, let's delve into the long-term effects of chronic stress on our overall health. The basis of stress reactions. The stress reactions are based on three main factors: the stressor, the perception of stress, and the stress reaction. The stressor is the external demand or event of the triggers of a reaction. The perception of stress involves how an individual interprets the stressor, which significantly influences their reaction. The stress response includes the psychological, the physiological, and behavioral changes that occur in response to the perceived stress. The perception of stress is how an individual interprets the stressor. This is a crucial part of how we react to stress. This is not just about the event itself, but our personal view of it. One person might see a challenging project at work as an opportunity for growth, while another might perceive it as an overwhelming threat. This interpretation significantly influences the intensity of the type of stress response that follows. The response of stress: physiological, psychological, and behavior changes that occur. Physiological changes include things like increased heart rate, tense muscles, and the release of stress hormones like cortisol. Psychological changes can include feelings of anxiety, irritability, difficulty concentrating, or even sadness. Behavioral changes might be things like changes in eating habits, sleep disturbances, social withdrawal, or increased substance use. Understanding these fundamental components, the stressor perception and response provides a comprehensive framework for appreciating the complexity of how we experience and manage stress. Stress differs from distress. The brain and body have a deeply interconnected relationship when it comes to psychological stress and physical health. The basis of stress reactions. In closing, understanding stress means recognizing it as more than just a mental strain. It is a complex reaction that shapes both our mind and body. We've seen how stress differs from distress, explored the deep connections between the brain and physical health, and examined the fundamental nature of the stress response itself. By becoming more aware of these processes, we can better manage stress, reduce its harmful effects, and use it as a tool for growth and resilience, rather than allowing it to control us. So, the next time you feel that familiar rush of tension, remember that stress isn't always the enemy. It's your body's way of saying, I'm ready for this. What truly matters is how you choose to respond.